All right, we are live again. I'm back. It's been a couple weeks. Travis Lofka here with the Human Upgrade Project. And as always, I'm going to begin with Random² here in just a second. It's been a couple weeks because I was away, and I'll get into that in a minute. But like normal, I will start with Random². Bizarre, odd, random national holidays and things that you never wanted to know. Because when you're doing lives, it's good to kill a few minutes in the beginning, but it's really boring if you just sit there and drink coffee while people watch you drink the aforementioned coffee. So if you're new to this, just fast forward, and you're watching the replay, just fast forward a few minutes to minute number 3, maybe 4, and that's where we'll get into today's topic. So, today's tomorrow, August 2nd, national holiday is, I have a quick side note. I realized that where I'm getting my national holiday information from is lacking. And I thought I had found all of the places that I could find and created a master calendar of all these national holidays and weird things. And yeah, there's some stuff in there that I completely not even showing up on my calendar. I think that was International Dance Day and a couple other things. Didn't even talk about that on an episode previously. So I will be looking for, if anybody knows any place I can find other national holiday calendars that I can combine with mine, that'd be great. Anyways, tomorrow, August 2nd, is National Coloring Book Day. I didn't look it up, so I'm not sure where it came from. I probably should look these up. It might be a little more interesting. Either way, go get a coloring book. When was the last time you colored? I personally actually haven't colored in quite a while. It hasn't been since I was a kid because I love playing and I have friends with kids and kids are fun. So I have colored plenty as an adult because coloring is more fun than adulting. Next, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. It seems like there's a lot of holidays that revolve around ice cream, which is warranted. It really is, because that ice cream is delicious. All sorts of ice cream. I had coconut ice cream recently, coconut cream ice cream or something like that. I thought it was pretty good. And didn't have any dairy in it. Not that I'm against dairy. I just don't think it's absolutely necessary. Even though I eat it. So, I am a slight hypocrite with certain things, but I won't tell you not to do it if I'm doing it, because that's just stupid, right? Okay, 3.5 minutes in. Nobody's here. I don't expect anybody to come on this one. I haven't done a show in a while. So we'll just start. Travis Lofka here with the Human Upgrade Project, where we dissect, deconstruct, and we do figure out what it takes to be remarkable and extraordinary. And what do I mean by that is, haven't you ever wondered how some people can be so remarkable and extraordinary in so many areas of their life, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and either not be a basket case or not be a billionaire? How do they do what they do? And how can we learn from that and apply certain aspects of it to our own lives so that we can be even more remarkable and extraordinary in what we do? And that's why I'm here. Been my whole life doing that. And the more you watch these shows, the more you'll see all the random things I've done. And it's funny, a lot of people, I didn't know what a Renaissance man was. A lot of people refer to me as that. And then recently, in the last month or so, I heard something funny that somebody was saying that being a Renaissance man doesn't pay very well. and I can attest to that. So it's really fun, though. I can do a lot of cool things, but that's why I'm focusing on Human Upgrade Project, because now I know that I can help more people, and I can help more people help themselves by focusing on one thing that makes everything better. Hey, Sherry. Sweet. Somebody's on. Sherry's awesome, by the way. I'm going to be having her on the show, and I'm not going to get into all details on that, but she's one of the people that I'm going to have on, and we're going to interview and all that good stuff. So I've got a short list going right now, but it's growing. I had a board meeting of a nonprofit that I'm on recently, and one of the members of the board actually knows a guy that runs a sleep study lab in the area. So I'm for sure going to be talking to him, because I want to find out some more information about, I know a lot about sleep, obviously, but this guy is like an expert, right? It's all he does. So might see about having him on too. And with that said, tonight's topic is, I'm going to read this because I just wrote it a minute ago. A dirty little 4-letter word I'm adding into my vocabulary. I'll tell you what that is here in a second. But I'm starting with a story, because stories are fun, right? So as you know, if you've been watching a little bit of this, if you haven't been watching this, the reason I started this is because I love helping people, number one, and this is just how I live my life and what I do on a daily basis as far as upgrading the human experience mentally, physically, and spiritually, and becoming as remarkable and extraordinary as possible. Along with that, a really awesome side effect, a benefit, overlap, whatever you want to call it, is that I just got back. Part of the reason I didn't do an episode for a while is I was gone for 8 days up in Reno doing an e-commerce event. That's one of my areas of expertise, and I was speaking also. So by doing these episodes, it helped me get better at conveying a message in a way that hopefully was coherent enough to understand and take away things from that you could use in your life, right? And the same thing in the e-commerce event. It was things that they could take away and use in their business. So I was asked to speak at the event, and I did. So I don't do public speaking. I don't like public speaking. I actually really, really, really don't like public speaking, because I don't like big crowds and things like that. And that's exactly why I did it when I was asked to, if I wanted to. Inside, I was screaming, no, 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 I don't want to do this. And I said yes. However, the preparation for things like that, the things that, like doing the event itself, and think about this. I mean, I'm sure you probably had similar situations, right? Thinking about the event and preparing for the event was more stressful than actually doing the event. Luckily, I have spoken a few times in the past, over 15 or 20 years or whatever. So I had a little experience, but they were all horrible. My most recent one before this, the individual that allowed me to come speak at a small venue, I told him, I was like, just be brutally honest with me, because I'd rather you do that than sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to learn anything. And I already knew it was terrible. Once I finished, I was just like, ooh. And I recorded it, and nobody will ever see that because it was, oh man. So at one point during the little presentation I was doing, and it was only like a 20-minute, I think 20, maybe 30 minutes. And the thing I did, the main training that I did up in Reno was supposed to be 2 hours. I went over 2.5 hours. But this little short one, there was one point where this guy, he's like, what happened at that, like this part, you were talking about this, and then what happened at that spot? And I was thinking back, I was like, oh, I actually forgot what I was going to say. Because I had a script and everything, and I prepared all this stuff, but I still had all these notes, so I was looking at my notes, and just all the stuff you shouldn't do. I was probably chewing gum too, I don't know. And so he's like, what happened there? And I said, I forgot what I was going to say, and I couldn't find my note about what to say. And he said, that was the best part of the entire presentation. Because when I forgot what I was supposed to say based on the script that I had memorized and thought was great, actually it was really good, it just, when you try to remember and memorize something in words that aren't how you just speak, it comes out really bad. So he's like, that was the best part of the whole thing. And it was because I forgot what I was supposed to say and I just started talking. And that's why on here, I don't try to script things. And that's why sometimes I get a little off kilter, off track a little bit, but it just flows. I've had several people mention that to me as far as just speaking in general, like just be yourself. There's a little takeaway too. Just be yourself in everything, right? So, so I'm preparing for this event up in Reno, and this is helping a lot. I was putting my notes together, I was putting my slides together, and the guys, my friends that are putting it on, the guys that I work with, they were like, hey, you got this done, you got this done. I'm like, yeah, I'm really close, I'm really close. And I thought I was. And originally I had only been planned, I was going to speak on an expert panel, which no big deal, you just answer some questions, and do the training. And then there was an opportunity to speak. So the training was only, I think, maybe 100 people, maybe a little more. And then the event was supposed to be about 500 people, but because of some weird airline thing, like 100 people literally had flights canceled or some crazy airline mishap. It was weird. So there's 400, around 400, I guess, max people. So I was supposed to speak for what I thought was a half an hour. And originally, I guess it was supposed to be an hour and just all this stuff. So I had all this stuff put together, and I ran through it. I was like, man, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And then my buddy, we got on the phone. He's like, dude, that's not even a good rough draft. And this was this was like 3 days before the event. Not good, and it's not. The people attending this event are not just people off the street. People attending this event, a big or a small chunk of them make 7 figures a month, not a year, a month, and a lot of them make 7 figures a year and 6 figures a month, and so it wasn't like a little thing. So I was like, this is like kind of a big deal. And so that was a big kick in the pants when I heard that. So what ended up happening was I was going to do a 30-minute presentation, and then another guy was going to do another 30 minutes. We were doing a combined, it looks like can you guys still see me on Facebook? Because I'm right in the middle of the best part. Okay, I'm back. So I'm supposed to do 30 minutes. Another guy's supposed to do 30 minutes. We're up on stage together, or one right after the other, whatever. Ended up working out really well, actually, to where the guy that was going to be up there with me or coming after me or whatever, he just did the whole thing because it flowed together and it just worked. So not a good excuse, but it worked way better, I think, in the end. So I was just the expert panel. We did a VIP training. We did yeah, the VIP roundtable, and then we did the training on the last day, the platinum, to the like 100 people. The whole point of this is, and the dirty little 4-letter word that I was talking about in the beginning, that I'm adding back into my vocabulary that I've used in the past, never been super good about using it, is the word help. Okay, good, Vana. So I've never had a problem asking for things. I don't mind asking for anything. It doesn't bother me. It's just yes or no. You're going to say yes or no. However, I do not like getting help. Never have. I'm going to do it my own. I'm going to be the man. I'm going to just put my head down, and that's gotten me a long ways. But I know if I had asked for help in certain areas in the past, I would be a lot farther along than I am. And in this situation specifically, if I had asked for help earlier on and also clarified better the requirements of and the scheduling and the everything else, it would have been a lot less stressful for everyone. And I realized too that the most successful people in the world, the most successful not just in business but in sports and everything else, the most successful people ask for help, right? In examples, successful athletes have coaches. It doesn't seem like they're asking for help, right? They're not. That is a form of asking for help. Successful business owners have assistants, and they participate in masterminds. And if you don't know what a mastermind is, it's just a group of people, a group of like-minded people in similar industries, or maybe even not in similar industries, that get together and collaborate on ideas and things to make everybody's life and business and everything that much better, sharing ideas. Partnerships, same thing. Training partners if you're an athlete. Partnerships in business, all of that. It's a form of asking for help. And I've done all of that in the past, and I do that stuff now. But I realize that I need to refine and pay attention better to when I'm doing things that I'm not comfortable with, and ask for help in those situations. So that's what happened on my trip. If you're connected with me on Facebook, you see a picture of me on the beach. Like I don't even know if I have. I know there's pictures of me and video of me and stuff like that. I don't know where it's at. I probably should get better about that self promotion stuff, because I don't know, it looks good on the tubes of you and the book of faces and the interwebs and stuff. But I wanted to do this episode because I'm sure there's other people out there that don't do that. And as part of an upgrade, the Human Upgrade Project, it's pretty hard to upgrade if you're trying to do it all on your own. Oh, I see your question, Sherry. You're going to have to elaborate on that, because the live stream, I think, is a few seconds behind what I am seeing in myself and saying. So help me with that one. Yeah, Vana, hello. That's it right there. If you guys have any questions, Vana or Sherry, because you're the only two on here. There we go, Sherry. You need help typing. Love it. I know of a really good typing tool. Actually, I learned how to type in Russian using this free typing tool on Mac, if you have a Mac. So, let me see here if Sherry comes back with a question or not. I am going to, it's still needing to determine a scheduled time to do this, set up how to do interviews, all of those things. But like I always say, well, we'll get into that in a minute, but if you find these things helpful, you don't have to share the videos, just share the Human Upgrade Project page or the YouTube channel and help me spread the word a little bit. Because as you know, the more you do, the better you get, the more you do. And back and forth and on. And the more people that I can help, because that's the goal, is to help thousands of people. It's not really a goal, that's just going to happen. I'm just going to keep doing this until people get tired of like, okay, I guess we're going to have to listen to this guy. Oh, how did you know to ask for help? It was basically just that along the way, while setting up my presentations and my trainings and everything and preparing, I was thinking one thing. I thought I was clear on it. I should have checked back in with my buddies to make sure that I was on the right track. And then, and there was a couple parts where I was like, I think this is what I should do. And I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I can do this myself, kind of a thing. And I should have set up checkpoints, because I do that in a lot of other areas too. So I started out, and then a week later, or when they asked me originally, because they had asked me several times, how's it going, everything. I'm like, oh, it's going good. Instead of saying that, I could have said, hey, let's hop on a call and go through this with me, because they have more experience doing it than I do. We can go through it together, and you can let me know if it's garbage or good. The other thing I learned from doing this too, and one thing I did on purpose, was I did not script it. I did have a few key items that I memorized, or you could say scripted, just one-liners, certain facts, certain figures, things like that. The rest of it, because I've learned in the past that everything that I tried to script sounded like not like me. Like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? He's a different guy than the guy that everybody knows. So I didn't script any. All I did was memorize a few key facts, figures. I tried a couple jokes. I had one that just totally bombed, but I don't think anybody just really got it. So I just kept going. But it went really well. It could have gone better, and I know it will get better. But for my first time in front of that many people, there were people that I know are very successful in what they do on the internet, that told me they learned something and they were going to implement some things that I taught, which was pretty cool, because I was like, that seems weird that these people that are doing so well could learn anything from me. So that's a little reminder too, that you always have something in your brain that people don't know. Yes, good, Sherry. I'm glad that clarified it for you. So that's all I've got for tonight. I'm back on track in a really kind of uncomfortable, frustrating, weird way, because this week has just been off sleep-wise, off everything-wise. I got this weird thing in my neck going on. I'll get into some other stuff later. I'm revamping what I'm doing in sports and everything else. I'm not revamping it. I'm tweaking it a wee bit so that I can bring everything back up to 113%. Because I like to operate at 113% as much as possible. And with that said, I'm going to end it there because I still have an hour and a half. There's an hour and a half left at the gym. I need to get some stretching in. I need to hit the sauna to recover, to heal this body some more, make it stronger. And as I always say, even though it's nighttime, have an amazing day because it's better than the alternative. And I'll talk to you soon.